to Chiro Hustle. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession. This week's episode is brought to you by Imaging Services, Chirothin, Chiro Moguls, Mahalo Wellness, Local Gold, Chiro Health USA, The Goodman Factor, Chiropractic Rocks, Winner's Edge, Accident Records, Chiro Tax Pro, Full Script, your online dispensary, Angela Pearson, author of I'm Not Contagious, and Digital Hustle. Let's hustle.
Hey guys, welcome to episode 177 of the Chiro Hustle podcast. I'm your co-host, Luke Millette. Here is your host, Jim Chester.
So today we had the opportunity of interviewing Dr. Onalee Makam, and if you want to know more about the above atlas subluxation clearing, stay tuned. All right, so we're live here at episode 177. This is the Chiro Hustle podcast. We have Onalee Makam with us today, and
got it.
Where are you coming in today from?
I am in Miami.
Miami, cool. Yeah, and we're in Grand Junction, Grand Valley, which is the western side of Colorado, which I like to say is where no one lives. And we moved here so we could hear the birds chirp.
Yeah, you got to get yourself out in nature if you want to stay sane in what it is that we are doing, right?
Absolutely. Well, we want to welcome you onto the Chiro Hustle podcast.
Well, thank you for having me. We had a little pre-chat before we got on here, and we were talking about resonating with certain people's frequencies and energies and making sure that we are connecting with and associating with people who are really spreading the truth and spreading the message. And so I see that you're doing that, and I really see that in you. And I think it's just amazing. And I love that you go against the grain and you're wanting to uplift people and support and show and spread that abundance. And so the moment you were like, who's ready? Who's next? I was like, me, in a humble way, but I'm ready. So Thank you for providing that space and that opportunity to be able to have me on here and share.
Well, as you know, chiropractic has been a little bit counterculture from the jump. And chiropractors have been carrying a different message for a long time. And I always call it the cousins, brothers, neighbors, like method of communication that they either trust chiropractors or they don't. And you know, I go by the Sid Williams thing and drop the keys. Like, it's just like gravity. It works whether you believe it or not. So some people think it's either like a belief system or they trust it or they don't. But what Luke and I found is with chiropractors, there needed to be a voice to be heard so people could understand who the practitioners were, why they do what they do, and how they create miracles and help people.
Yes. And this is why being and embodying that message is so powerful. And then referring people and sharing to other people is so important. And that's why your voice matters. Your voice needs to be shared at that frequency so that other people can find more of that frequency.
Yeah. And chiropractic is a frequency. And, you know, it's always been about creating a better future for people, one adjustment at a time. And we don't know your chiropractic story. And like we always start our Chiro Hustle podcast, we always like the practitioner to share their chiropractic story and what influenced them to become a chiropractor and what maybe makes them unique in the chiropractic space.
I love this question. I love that this is coming up right now in a space of very unfiltered where I can just share truth. And so, to be honest, I didn't get into physical therapy school. And I had a bachelor's in exercise physiology, and I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. That didn't fulfill me or light me up in the way that I knew I wanted to share and help people. I wanted to really help people. And I didn't see a way of doing that as much to my capacity with physical therapy school. A friend of mine got into chiropractic school, and it was a doctorate program. So I think my ego thought that was nice and shiny, and I went for it. Got accepted, and I went in, and the first day of class, I was like, I'm going to complete this. I'm going to finish it. I'm going to give it my all and see what that is. So then, okay, I didn't even have an adjustment going into school too. I got there and I'm like, what is this? But my heart was leading me there and guiding me there. And I had to answer, and I felt crazy. I feel crazy all the time. And so my next step, though, I then started getting into Gabby Bernstein's work, and I started working with patients in my internship. And as I'm working with them physically, I saw that a lot of the mental and emotional stuff was not clearing out. And I felt like I just wanted to work with them on the side and really like clean them up and have them get that they matter and get that who they are. And that's when I realized I had to follow my heart and, not practice chiropractic in a traditional way that I think I have to, but I practice it in the way of by me being my most unique, most clear self, and genuinely, I call it lighting people up, adjusting people, connecting, showing them who they are. The terminology, the language is what's not really important. What's important is what you're doing and why you're doing it. The actual like canvas of your art doesn't really matter, is what I have come to know. So I went against the grain, and the moment I got out of chiropractic school, 2 weeks later, I started my own business. And I knew I was going to do it a little bit differently. And I don't shut it out the traditional way 100%, but it's not my main calling. It's not the way that God is leading me into sharing the messages. So that's my little background. That's a big leap of faith. Yeah.
Could you go into a little more detail about how you do things differently?
Yeah. So I do things differently by, it's almost like working from afar. So I clear my energy, and I'm extremely committed and disciplined, and I don't miss a day. And then I don't scroll on my phone. I have no notifications on my phone except PayPal, which was the one that distracted me. And I read the thing, have no notifications, but I saw a big PayPal come in and I was like, ooh, cool. What a good confirmation. That's my only notification at this moment. And I do things differently because I organize my mind so well. So all of my folders are organized on my phone, mainly by color, but if you really look into it, that's all related too. So it kind of can seem mind-blowing, and it kind of can be like, wait, I've been thinking that, or I keep saying I'll do that, or like, I'll get to that. I'll clean the email list up, or I will organize my folders, or I will make sure like the scheduling link is sent out, or like whatever it is, right? Like we know, and when you're clear and connected, you know. And so that's what I do. I know it in myself, and I embody it so well with myself that then I don't have fear of putting myself out there and sharing this message and calling, in a loving way, calling people out if we need to. But when I'm doing it from the intent of love, it's to help people step up or to rise up or to take the action on the thing that they know that they need to be doing, but they're not doing. And that's my gift. And before I was massively undercharging or undervaluing that, but I see now that as I'm really doing it myself and embodying, and I see how much energy and exertion it does take to keep up with it. So to be able to share it, I have to spread it to a lot of people. So that's what makes me different.
So let me ask you this. I know that a lot of businesses are turning into an online platform. So I would say that you're a few steps ahead of most people in this space that they want to charge into this space.
Yeah, they do.
Did you know that this was going to be a shift in our workspace that you're going to like be able to already be prepared to step into?
Yep. So that's why I just started early. So I'm incredibly intuitive, and we all are intuitive, right? We all have gifts, and we all know. I've been saying my mission is to empower, motivate, inspire, and brighten you to come home to who you are and to take the mask off. I've been saying that for 2 years. I've known, I have clear vision. I have 20/20 vision, literally, and it's like, oh my God, life is a metaphor. And like, that makes sense. Or like, how did she know? Or how does she get, I feel I know too, but why am I not acting on it? Like, like the next level is the next level. And like where abundance pours in and clients pour in and people want to feel your vibe, feel your energy, feel your support is when you just trust it and you just got to like leap in and just enjoy the ride. This doesn't go away too, but by organizing and clearing your energy, you can maintain it.
So the curious thing I have for me is, what's your threshold? How many people can you like serve?
Yeah. So that's something we've been playing with. And that's why it's like I don't fully share all the numbers till the end, because I get it now. Like if I can create the space in my mind for it, the spots will fill. So this is a lot of good juicy info. I'm glad to be sharing this. I'm excited to broadcast this far and wide. I plan out a month in advance. So I know my North Star for this year. I know my 5-year, I know my 10-year plan. You guys all know that, right? Like you've sat in the workshops, you've sat in Tony Robbins, like you know to do it. Are you actually doing it though? Probably not. Or maybe you're like half-assing it. So what you want to do is you want to just focus on the month. No, this is so good. Mondays, I know, are my CEO, my vision days. I'm clear. I'm not getting on calls. I only get on a call with my team. Tuesday, I am doing my group coaching calls, my group client calls, right? And not everyone's going to resonate with this. So just lean in and trust. Wednesdays, I do my one-on-one calls. So I manage my one-on-one clients, which now is just so many. It's like 2 or 3 max. And then Thursdays, I create my content. And I have it in a Google Drive by 3 p.m. And I know that it's done. So that Thursday at 3 p.m. until Monday at 10 a.m., I'm done. I'm off. I don't need to check my messages. I don't need to check email. Like that's family and super close friend time. That is how I keep going. I am so committed in that 1 month that I don't miss a day. And then next month, the last week before the next month, I can evaluate, like, was that working? Was this working? Like everything that Think and Grow Rich too has been saying too. You just have to do it.
So you live in 30-day increments.
Yep.
And
then, 30-day increments.
Let me ask you this. Why no notifications?
I think it's distracting. I think it's distracting me from what my work is. When I know what my work is, when I know who I am and what I am actually doing in the world, I know that in those times, the times that I set, say it's like 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., like I know I'm checking messages at a certain time, and then I know I'm working with clients or content or whatever, and that I need to be on. Like I need to feel good. I need to feel clear. I need to have well rested. I need to have done my Kundalini, done my yoga, done my run. Breakfast is made. I need to clean all the surfaces. Like it's all, I just know that by me feeling my best and being my most clear vessel that I'm giving so much right now. This is information or a reminder, a confirmation that I feel everybody on listening needs this, and they can take it and get creative in their own way to make it work and fit in the puzzle perfectly for them. But I can't just kind of work, which the work to me is like all in my mind and my energy, if I'm not then allowing myself to recharge. Just like a phone, you would recharge a phone. You would recharge your computer at night. Like you recharge your body in the evening and the weekend time.
So you're a creature of routines and massive habits.
I now am. I used to not be. I used to be the absolute opposite. But I'm not. The thing is that I would say I'm flexible within it. And I create a lot of space for a lot of playtime.
So do you have any favorite mindset or motivational quotes?
One that I've really been vibing with is I'm worthy of luxury, love, and a limitless life. And that,
yeah, I think, there's a saying that once you have the taste of luxury, you never want anything different.
that's how bad do you want it? It's not that it's the actual like robe at the Ritz. It's the feeling you have in the robe at the Ritz, that you've supported people and created and put your work out there and helped other people rise. That like, it's like, I need a second, and like, ooh, that second, that feels good. Like what more can I create to keep creating more seconds like this?
So what's your message to people that settle for less?
Whew. It hurts. Resistance hurts. To me, resistance is settling. It's like, I feel like I can't breathe. I feel constipated. My neck hurts. My back hurts. Like to me, that's the chiropractic aspect of it, which I love to blend so beautifully. When someone comes to me like, my left knee is hurting me. Interesting. Okay. Where are you not allowing yourself to receive? Why won't you slow down stick to the schedule that you keep writing in your journal entry. What do I need to do, God? It's right there. You just have to slow down and read the messages that are coming through and then act on it. So another mantra in the saying I say that really gets me going is, don't just say it, do it. And so I'm not spanking anybody here, but it's just a little wake-up call, just a little reminder.
So how can people improve their lives more if more people took on like your coaching services?
Oh, it's going to go up. You can't, this is where the next level is. You can't just go up in money, and you can't just go up in love. You can't just go up in fun. Like, they all go up. So when you are, to me, I call it self-love, filling myself up, connecting with God, if we're gonna be blunt here. When I do that, I then share the messages. And so I support people in holding them high and holding them up when they're like, oh my God, it's getting too good in this area. That means it has to go bad in this area. That means, like, if my finances are well, my relationship will suffer. And I say, no. As finances are going up, relationships going up, the better it gets, the better it gets. That's why it's like, how bad do you want it? Will it be like a rat race? Rat Race is a great movie for everybody to watch. How bad do you want it? Will you do the steps that are coming in your planner and your journal entry and executing?
So where do you see the chiropractic profession heading in the next 20 years?
I see it as a beautiful blend of both. Both the physical, the side, the emotional side, and the spiritual side. And I see it being created in its own way. I see the artists, the different artists, sharing chiropractic in their own way and not feeling caged and feeling they have to do it in the way that they're being taught, because if they do it this way and set up with this box system and plug it in and put an A to Z, and then you will have your $1 million office in 9 months, right? So instead of, it's not that that's necessarily wrong, but you can follow your own heart and do it in the way that you need to do. And you can they can surround themselves with mentors and people who are going to lift them up and hold them high and not have them steer from their actual vision of chiropractic. So I feel like if it's them working as a healer or as a coach, or actually physically adjusting people or sharing and having other chiropractors go in the spotlight and spread the message, it doesn't matter. We all have a part that we are playing if you actually get what you're really doing. And if you actually know the game, you could call it, but it's the vision. If you actually know why you're doing what you're doing.
Well, this takes me down an interesting rabbit trail with you. Who are some of your heroes and mentors in chiropractic?
I love Kathy Winland. I love Dr. Paula Hedgelon. She's my chiropractor here. I love Dr. Wade Port. Dr. Wade Port was my first chiropractor.
So did you find a major shift in your life after your first chiropractic adjustment?
100%. That's why I stuck with it. That's why I committed. If you watch my Talk the Tick, I shared it on my Facebook. It's a 5-minute video, but I talk in there about how I felt I was living in the dark, and I was binge drinking all the time, doing so many drugs, like sleeping with people, like doing all the things that I knew were not filling me up or making me feel good. And so I was 3 weeks into chiropractic school, and it was just too much. Like, the resistance of letting the love in and letting what chiropractic really in was too much. And I got to a dark place. And I remember I called my mom and I told her I wanted to kill myself. Like, it was dark. And, I stuck with it, and I stayed in the darkness, and I was eventually led, and I couldn't shake the resistance of the chiropractor that I was led to. And I'm so happy this is coming up right now, because I actually was seeing a different chiropractor, and something in it didn't feel right. And that's why it's interesting. I just said Dr. Wade was my first, but he wasn't the first chiropractor that I saw.
So now that you kind of share that with us, how's your identity today?
It's bright and shiny. It's clear. It's connected. I would say, like, how I felt, if I could put it into words, was I felt trapped. I felt stuck. I felt in a cage. I felt lost. I felt powerless. I felt I had no control, and I was just trying to hold on to the control so much. I just felt like I needed to clean up all the time, or like just go home. Like, I just want to go home. I want to be away from people. Like, that's how I felt. But then actually, after getting adjusted by a principled chiropractor, Dr. Wade Port, like, he showed me the light. He was the light. And I was always so curious, like, what do you do? What do you know? Are you a psychic? Like, what do you know? And that's how I felt, because he was just so clear and committed and consistent no matter what, and showed up with pure love and heart and intention. And I could see his bad days, but I know he would always shift back, and he would do what it needed to do. So what's beautiful is when you are well adjusted, you then know, like, who would resonate as a suitable chiropractor or doctor or somebody for you. You'll know how that will feel in your body, but you have to be able to access it and feel it within yourself.
So what you're saying is, before, you were living super incongruent, and your spirit was in disarray.
Oh yeah, it was shriveling up. It was just dying. And that's what it was like when you're listening to everybody else telling you how you need to do it or how it should be done. A part of your soul is dying if that's not the authentic way for you to express it.
Yeah, and that's something that we have found over our course of work in chiropractic, is a lot of chiropractors, they don't practice in congruency with their belief systems. They don't follow the methods that they feel like they should be doing. They follow somebody else's North Star, and they follow someone else's box practice. And it works financially, but after a few years of doing that, we find that chiropractors definitely, they want to break the chains of what they were taught, and they want to get onto a path that's fit for them. And I think that a lot of chiropractors, they want to go out there and heal people and change the world and, like, take care of people. But the thing that they forget is to take care of them. So what I hear you talking about a lot today is how you decided to take care of you. And by you taking care of you, you're now in a position that you can now make shifts in others, which is, I think, really important. And a lot of the times I tell people that it's not just the spine that's subluxated, it's the above atlas subluxation.
Oh, yeah.
So your above atlas was definitely subluxated, and you needed to clear that up. So now you can help repair other people.
Yes. That's why it's like, if you're a mom, or if you're a parent or business owner, chiropractor working in the office with so many people, your people are going to be lit up when you're lit up. And when you don't take it on and absorb, I want to say, to be light, like absorb the crap, like, right? Like when you don't absorb other people's stuff. If that resonates with you and you know what I'm talking about, you also, you'll do what it takes to not feel that stuff all day long. Because you'll feel frustrated that your clients or your patients aren't getting the results that you're hoping or wanting them to. But if you yourself are not getting the results that you want to, how can anybody else around you get them? You'll help them. You will. But it's going to be a rat race, and you're just going to be going over and over again. Here I am with the back pain. Here I am with the back pain. 3 years later, I still have the back pain, but still coming in every week. That's not adjusting the cause. And even Gandhi was saying it. Be the change you want to see. If you look at high-level leaders of massive transformation, they were all saying it, and sometimes it's so darn simple that we overlook it. And it can feel scary to be like, it's that simple. Like, I just need to change. And then like my world will change and my clients will change and my patients will change and my money will change and my love will change. That's what I have to do. And when you get that, when you know that, you will know that your work is another affirmation mantra I say, and I got this from Amanda Francis, is my work is worthy of massive compensation. And I graciously receive it. And so it's not from a egotistical way. And, that's what happens. And sometimes it takes a long time for people to get out of the ego, but you don't need to stay stuck in it so long. And you don't need to keep having so many rock bottoms and being in a rut to finally wake up and listen and know that the answers are in your art. The answers for me, my art is really speaking and journaling. So the answers are as I'm talking, like they come out. And then they come out like in my words. So a lot of people too, it comes out in your adjustment, your chiropractic adjustment, or however you do it. It doesn't matter. What matters though is that you are creating your own beautiful personal art and not being swayed by anybody else. You can look to people to emulate them and to see, I would love to lead in a way that Gandhi leads. I don't want to lead in a way that Hitler leads. Both are powerful. But I want to choose that one. So I want to emulate something similar to that, but not be that. So I unfollowed every single person on my Instagram. I have like 7,000 followers and I follow 0. And it keeps me clear. It keeps me clear. So I can give and share these messages.
You made it to Chiro Hustle. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession. This week's episode is brought to you by Imaging Services, Chiro, Chiro Moguls, Mahalo Wellness, Local Gold, Chiro Health USA, The Goodman Factor, Chiropractic Rocks, Winner's Edge, Accident Records, Chiro Tax Pro, Full Script, your online dispensary, Angela Pearson, author of I'm Not Contagious, and Digital Hustle. Let's hustle.
Could you maybe go into a couple of miracle stories that you might have, either with patients or clients of yours?
Oh, so many.
Give us your
so many. Best one. See, that's what makes it fun too. Okay, I say this and I don't want it to sound egotistical, but I had a client who she had been seeing a lot of chiropractors for a very long time, many years, had all of these issues going on, if you will, and just couldn't figure it out. But she was so rigid and regimented with coming in. She would do her schedule. She would never miss an appointment. She was always on time, but nothing was happening. And it wasn't until, and this actually was my own patient in outpatient clinic, like part of the schooling process. And I just remember, I was like, you know what? Everything I'm telling her to do, I know I need to do. Stretch out your hips and like go for a walk and release this person and forgive this person and like do all these things. And I would be soothing and talk to her and listen to her. And that's when I learned. People do just want to be heard and seen. They have the answers within them. So on those moments on the chiropractic table where if I'm not rushing and I'm letting it come out, I'm letting it rise to the surface, whatever's there, I'm adjusting and I'm feeling the tension and I'm feeling the bones and I can feel it like in my back right now. Like when I just pay attention to it and I just pay attention so much to the detail, to the person in front of me, she healed. It's not me. I'm just the conduit, the vessel. No, she had no more hip pain, no more knee pain, like marriage starting to go amazing, like kids are calling her, like she feels great again. She's happy. She feels good. I didn't do the work on her. I did the work within myself and took all of the advice and listened to her. And so then I know how to also lovingly soothe her and let her know that she's beautiful and she's powerful, and it's safe for her to be seen, and it's safe for her to love so much and give and receive so much love. She doesn't need it from me. I just remind her. And then so she goes and sources it on her own. But if I'm then not going and sourcing it on my own, I find it a waste. Wow, what a trap of staying stuck in energy that, like, when you leap and trust and you're so tuned in that you know your messages and what you're saying, like, is going to resonate and make sense because you're not having to really filter and thinking about it. Like, you do whatever it takes to create that space to hold the capacity. So even to just seeing patient after patient after patient and barely washing your hands in between and like not having a second, that leads to burnout. We've all been there, but you're going to burn out. And if you go even deeper spiritually, it's like you said in the beginning of our show, like, we are light. Everything's a metaphor. So if your light is burning out and you're not keeping that light up, what do we do with our TV and our lights at home? Like, we turn them off and we let them rest and we dim the lights. As chiropractors, we're so light that, like, you have to be able to manage keeping it on.
Yeah, I think energetically you're sharing a lot of great information with people today, just because I always tell people with chiropractic, the chiropractor is actually putting impression into other people with each adjustment. And if you're seeing such a high, rapid rate of people energetically, you're giving so much of yourself. And you have to not only be educated in the science, art, philosophy of the chiropractic profession, but you also have to be a master adjuster. And if you're, really taking each case seriously, like you're saying that you like to do, you have to understand the person on mind, body, and spirit. And if you start understanding that there's that brain-body connection and there's the energetic shift inside of people, that they're either holding energy outside of them or deep down inside of them, that you need to learn how to connect that with people. And I really found within chiropractic that the chiropractic profession is known for having healing hands. And it's a healing art. And that's what really draws me to it and why I wanted to be such a warrior for the message of chiropractic, because I was like, if this is something that people really need, and it doesn't include pharmacology, and it doesn't include anything that's going to make the body have to deal with any type of negative side effects or any downstream effects, it's only going to release people and make them feel better. Well, I want to support that. And that's really what drew me to the chiropractic profession 11 years ago, was I was just like, wow, this is something that's really amazing. It can help people. And then I started learning the philosophy. The body needs nothing extra in it. It simply needs no interference. So if we can clear up the interference, then the body could start connecting the synapses with feeling good, not only the emotional part of feeling good, but the physical part of feeling good. And I think that that's a lot of times what people are looking for when they come to the chiropractor. It's not looking for somebody to fix their damn knee pain. It's
not about the knee pain. It never is.
It's looking for somebody to actually, pay attention to them and heal them. And the thing also about chiropractic that's so beautiful is chiropractors actually listen. They do full exams, and they get to know the person, and they get to know how to best take care of their person in front of them, whether it's a knee pain or a neck pain or a back pain or a divorce happening. Like, the chiropractor is a vessel, like you said, and you take in what you find from that person. Then you do, the recommendations to the person. And then you say, hey, if you stick with this, I'm going to take good care of you, but you have to be an active participant too. And that's the other part about chiropractic that's so amazing, is the person that you're taking care of has to be accountable for showing up the right way. So.
Yep, you nailed it. You mic dropped that one, and thank you. I received that. So I'm very grateful for that. That's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So what are some of your favorite marketing strategies? How do you get people to come in for an adjustment, or how do you get them as a coaching client? What do you do to spread your message?
Okay, so I just create during the week, which means I now just type up my words of what flows through without any filter or what I think the people need me to say or what they want me to say. I just speak so truthfully that then I have my team just spread it wide. They can add the pictures as long as it's in alignment with like my energy, my frequency, and They can put it in an email. They can put it in a blog post, Pinterest, YouTube, podcast. So yeah, I speak and create unfiltered. And then that's how I get it. That's my marketing strategy.
When did you decide that it was important for you to assemble a team around you?
Oh, right when I felt the love coming in. I needed to create space for the love to come in. If not, I'm asking and praying, like, please send me the love, send me my man, send me the money, like my baby, like, where are they? If I don't have the space to do it, why would God send me another thing on top of that?
So did you find at one juncture within your...
Okay, yeah. Let's see here.
Within your
Thank you for keeping me on track.
No, but did you find at one juncture in your journey that people were trying to force you into a certain direction that wasn't right for you?
Yeah. Oh, this is great. Actually, this is a great topic because I wanted it so bad that I would enroll into anything basically that like said the shiny object of like the money or like 500 patients a week. And I fell for it. And it's not to say none of them were doing it good or are doing it good. It's that they knew exactly what to say to me. And I've noticed a few communities like that in order to buy something from me. And so now when I've cleaned that up on my own and I'm so in integrity with my work and what it is that I do, and I know how people feel, then it's like I do the opposite. Like I don't just tell you what you want to hear and filter it. Like I just genuinely share the message and then know that I'm being brave and confident and courageous that they have to come. Who's the one that said it? Reggie Gold? Create space for them and they will come. And Pascal, oh, he was great. Pascal. Was that his name? Write his name down. Cell F Center.
I think it's Pascal Sarasoli.
He's the one. Cell F Center is his website, which I'm going to go look at because it's in my drawer of like, I still have questions about that. So I'm going to go look at that too when I get off. But he basically was saying like he showed up every day, even when he was broke and there were no clients, like as if the clients were there and they were coming because he knew he was doing God's work and he knew that he sounded crazy AF. And he knew people were judging him and making fun of him. And he created the space anyways. And the rooms filled, the clients came, the patients came. Like you can't keep asking for it and then not creating space for it to be given. That's why we receive. That's why we have a beautiful flow. That's why I wanted that schedule bad enough. 9 to 3, like, so that I can create lots of space to be able to share the message.
Well, that's going to lead us up to our following questions, but I guess let me ask you a question. It's not scripted. I know we asked you a lot of questions today that weren't scripted, but as far as becoming a student and then becoming a DC, how are, like, I know that you're talking about energy and resources.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about like, how is the student loan industry really damaging the chiropractic profession?
Oof, it just makes you feel like you can't get your head above water. And then it makes you feel like you're stuck. And so my invitation is create a system, an accounting kind of system or money kind of system where you know what you need for your basic needs and what you need for your debt or the repayment, and really act on that. So like, if you know you want to pay off your student loans in 1 year because you just want to be done with it and feel like you have no ties or obligations to anybody, like how much money do you need to make then this year? So that's why my numbers are really high. My goals are really high because I'm like, I would like to just take care of that and clean that up. I like to be clean and in integrity. The feeling of owing somebody money just doesn't feel good. So I just want you to know, for those of you guys who have a lot of student loan debt and you feel like you don't know what else to do and the safe route is to just doing what you think you need to do, I want to share that as you're doing what you know in your heart you need to do, the next steps and plans and ideas will come to create the space for it. So like money, then it turns into, it's not about money at all. money is just a tool, a resource, which you've probably been hearing, but maybe not embodying, that it allows you to do the good work that God is actually wanting you to do. So I create space for it, and I create a plan, and it's been a challenge of mine, but that's what I do. I hired an accountant, but even before hiring an accountant, I had to manage it on my own. That's what I learned too. You have to manage it on your own. As you've got it down, hire the team, hire the accountant, the manager, the assistant, whatever it is that you need to get everything running smoothly. But you have to be a beyond master of your art and craft, and know, like, people can't do it the way that you do it. But you have to fully own and embody that and be humble about it.
Well, what happens, and this is the truth, is chiropractors get more focused on earning money than healing.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Then they're not living congruent with what their real superpower is, which is taking care of people. And then they're always chasing the buck. And that's why it's such a challenging profession to get
Rat
into.
race.
That's why it's so challenging of a profession to get into, because really chiropractors just want to see people and take care of people and practice their healing art. But what happens is they have to become accountants. They have to become business owners. They have to become networkers. They have to wear so many hats in the community. They have to have the Rolex watch. They have to have the Bentley car. They have to have the 5 garage house. They have to have the power significant other. Being a doctor comes with a lot of trappings of society. And when you don't have the numbers to like substantiate that, then you have to eat that humble pie. And you're like, well, I'm not seeing 500 a week. I'm not, able to jet set. I'm not able to like do what I had this grandeur vision of doing when I was going through school. And I am on the struggle bus. And you know what? I do have to get deferments. And you know what? It's not easy out there. And you know what? People quit after 3 sessions with me. And I don't have a high PVA. And I don't know how to get a PVA. And the coach I have sucks. And like, you go through all these things. But that's what we've experienced, working in those spaces. What you're saying and how you've chosen to do it differently, that's really what makes you unique. And that's what makes you work. And that's what makes you capable.
Literally work,
But that's what gives you the capacity of earning the way that you want to and taking care of people the way you want to. Like these energies that aren't serving you. And that's really what you charged me up with today, is like you've proven to me today that it's not about what other people want you to do. It's about what you find vision to do. And that's what's so amazing about this interview with you today.
Yeah, it's fun. When you get it, it's fun, and you know you're doing good work. So you get it, and I love that you get it. I see it, and I love that you're doing everything it takes to get it out there. You're doing it. Like, it's done. It's handled. It's done.
Well,
you can't mess it up.
You have a team.
You have to have a team. You've got to have a team. Support. You got to let the support in.
The thing I suck at is scheduling.
I know. And the thing I suck at, is like the right on time, like, let me get this one last app, like, shut. But luckily it's white and it's symmetrical, which my now crazy brain, like, I love that. Like, I don't see any words, but I just see white and symmetrical. But the scheduling, it's like, if you knew it would then delete that, you have so much space to like create that sometimes you can feel crazy. Like, if you actually got the scheduling fully together and like it's up and running smooth, like, what would your life look like when you just got on at 12 and like, it's done, it's good, it's handled? That's how I feel. Like, that's why like I overlooked the like questions and stuff. But like, to me, that like, if I'm just spitting truth and not having to think about it, because I'm so in alignment, like, it just flows.
Well, we do the questions because people need something to have attachment to. And
what a good test.
And if we didn't, they'd be like, are these guys prepared? And they would like think that they needed a little hand holding. So the questions are just kind of like our digital hand holding.
Oh, I get it. And I love it. And that's why, like, even with like at least for me, like next level was like, no, I'm ready to, I laughed at that payment, that notification that came in, because it was a client that was having all these issues with like rescheduling and adding the money up from the last payment and this and this. And then I was like, the price is this price, like, you have this many days. And then she was like, okay, next week I'll do it. I'm like, okay. Like, I let it go. I detached. And then as I'm on here and I'm just speaking and I'm doing what I'm here to do, the payment came through. She figured it out. Like you'll figure it out.
Well, you'll like this. The issues and the tissues.
Yeah. Oh, I do like that. And that's why I love stretching. I love stretching and, stretching other people, and you get it, but you got to do it yourself.
So let's talk about you personally a little bit. Do you listen to other podcasts? What do you read, and what are some hobbies of yours?
Because I know you have 5-day weekends.
That's sure as hell what it feels like. So you definitely feel loony, right? I'm like, who's loonier than me that I can grab onto, right? Okay, so the only people right now I am listening to are James Wedmore, Manifestation Babe, and Amanda Francis, and Sarah Love. That's it. I don't follow them, but like if I want to look in, like I'll look, but that's it.
Are you?
And now it's like world leaders. So like the books I'm reading too, it's like Marianne Williamson, it's Deepak Chopra, it's Wayne Dyer, it's Napoleon Hill, like it's the masters.
And what are some of your hobbies? What do you do for fun?
Oh, lately I've been liking to cook. I like to go out and I like to get a massage. I like to go to the Ritz, and I like to just have a glass of champagne with my burger, which normally I don't eat meat, but I have balance, so that's fun. What else do I like to do? I love reading. That's just so fun to me. I love journaling. I love eating dinner outside, a candlelit dinner with candles and like nice lighting. I love traveling. Oh my God, I'm a travel bug. I'm traveling all the time. That's what I love to do. I live the life. I love my life. I love what I do, and I love all of it.
Well, in closing, you'd probably like some of the tenets that Luke and I live on. So we do something called Men of Iron, and we do something called the Core 4 every day. Would you like us to tell you a little bit about the Core 4 before we close out today?
I'm interested. Sure, share it.
I think being what you do, you would like really like resonate with this. So each day we do a Core 4, which is body, being, balance, and business. And we get a half point that equals a score of 4 by the end of the day. So you get a half point for eating something green or drinking something green. You get a half point for some type of physical activity. It could be yoga, it could be a HIIT training, it could be a hike, it could be a cycle, whatever. But that's a 1 point for body. And then your being, which is the human being, you get a half point for journaling, meditation, prayer, affirmations. So you get 2 points at that point. And then we go into balance. You send a message to a colleague, a family member, significant other, somebody you love or care about. So you're going to send 2 messages a day. Maybe it's a call,
Yay.
maybe it's an email. And then business, you're going to learn something new. And it doesn't have to be like mind-boggling new, but you learn something, you teach it and declare it. And by the end of the day, you come up with the revelation about what you learned on the day, and then you share that with your tribe. So that's the Core 4. And
I love that.
We've been practicing that since last September, and our life has elevated like a hockey stick. It's gone like from a trajectory of this to like straight up. So it's pretty cool stuff. And I figured since you're like into this like mindsets and mantras and like routines and affirmations and things like that, this could be something that you would walk away with and felt like you got something from us too.
Yes. No, thank you. I love it. One thing I noticed with like the reward system too, though, like I feel like even taking it a next step, and I feel like it's so good and it's so perfect, but even next step is just like being able to like just do it because you want to. And it gets people there. That's why there's processes and there's levels and there's different systems, and not everyone's your ideal client at the service that you're offering. It doesn't mean that you can't keep offering like different things and different levels of things, because everyone will resonate at a certain one. Does that make sense?
But the thing that makes this like what makes you so awesome is the accountability you put on people.
Yep.
And
yes.
That's really what makes what we do amazing, is because we have accountability amongst the tribe of us. So
yes. It's everything.
That's really the missing link. So if we just left it up to what people wanted to do, people would stick with it for maybe 2 weeks and then they'd be like gonzo. They would drift. We call that the drift.
Yeah, I call that the drift too.
And
I get that.
We stop people from drifting by accountability. So it's a really good technique that we do.
I love it. And I know that you're onto something, and it's happening, and it's really cool to see it unfolding and it all coming like full circle.
Well, there's actually a Women of Iron program now too, if that's something that you might be interested in.
What is it?
Women of Iron. It's the group we're in, but for women.
What's the difference?
It's a group of women instead of men.
Oh, I get it, right?
And if you're interested in that program, we have a gal that we're interviewing today, our second interview on the day. That's one of the coaches in Women of Iron. So there's some resources for you as well.
Thank you. I'll look into it.
So what are some
Very cool
sites that people can go to if they wanted to learn more about you or sign up for your coaching program?
Yeah, so I have the Coming Home program. That's also my movement. Similar in the sense of figuring out how to organize the mind and stay in alignment and the accountability and all of that. So I basically, everything that I've taken and learned and gotten to this point is basically in there. So that's how I work with my clients, my patients now. And yeah, so it's an 8-week program. And then there's a VIP option to it too. So those are for the people who want that full access to me every single day for 2 months.
And what's the website?
You can just go to Dr. Onalee, doctor spelled out, ONALEE.com. And that's a great starting place because that has my podcast, that has my free information, my meditations. It has my manifestation guides. It has my morning workout routine. I have a lot of things there. And then there's options to join the fun. So membership, courses, Facebook group, whatever it is, it's all on the website.
Well, let me ask you this before we close out. Is there anything that we didn't discuss with you that you'd like to share with our audience today?
I think ultimately how I uniquely do it is self-love. And I just really want to express that and what that means. When I say self-love, I don't say it in a naive way. I say it in a way of when you are loving yourself and taking care of yourself. To me, that's a representation of being in connection with God. And some people call it frequency. Some people call it source. Some call it vibe. Some call it Allah. To me personally, I'm very familiar with all of the religions and different names. And I've traveled, explored, and been super educated on all of that. To me, it's just simple to call it God. So what I want to say to you then is to just, it doesn't matter the name that you're calling, whatever it is that you are searching for. Know that you're worthy and deserving of it now, and you don't have to prove your worth, and you don't need to make a ton of money to prove that you understood it. The money comes secondary if you create space for it. So I just want to share that you are powerful and that you are worthy and you deserve to be lit up and you deserve to feel good, and people want to support you, but you have to let it in. You have to receive it. And so of course that's what I teach in my work, but that's a lot of what I share here, and I'm able to share and give with you. So I love you all. I love you, and I love you. And thank you for allowing me to have this beautiful, beautiful experience.
You're welcome. Thanks for being our guest today. And
thank you. It's fun for me. It's so fun.
Yeah, we had fun too. And we want you to enjoy the rest of your day. All right.
Thank you.
And
you too.
We'll see you soon. Maybe we can set up an interview with us on your show. Yeah,
send me a message and I'm good.
Right. Thanks for everything.
Okay, bye. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thanks for listening to Chiro Hustle. Don't forget to subscribe and check back next week to continue hustling.